Have you ever sat on your front porch at sunset iced tea in hand and wondered why so many hard-working folks we know, those salt-of-the-earth types who've toiled through factory shifts, raised families, and cheered at countless Little League games, don't seem to make it much past 80? It's that quiet ache we all carry, dreaming of bouncing grandkids on our knees, or even holding great-grandbabies someday, watching them chase fireflies in the backyard. Well, after years in my clinic from the heartland to the coasts, I've seen the heartbreaking truth. It's not bad luck or those stubborn family genes. It's 5 sneaky daily habits, so subtle and innocent-seeming, that millions of us seniors are falling into right now, quietly chipping away at our time. But here's the game changer that makes sticking with me till the end worth every second. We'll not only uncover these traps with real stories from patients like you, but I'll hand you dead simple, no-cost fixes to reverse them. Plus, the third mistake hits every 65-plus patient I see. And the fifth? It's a brain-rewiring belief so dangerous it could steal your sharpest years. Unless you arm yourself with the myth-busting tools I'm sharing today. Stay tuned. You'll walk away empowered to add vibrant decades to your story. Not just for you, but for those family barbecues waiting down the road. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video, you can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know so I can make a better video for you. Now, let's get started. Mistake number 1. The medication multiplication trap problem setup. Folks, picture this. You're standing in front of your bathroom vanity first thing in the morning. That old oak one you've had since the kids were little, sipping your black coffee from a Steelers mug. But instead of just a splash of Old Spice and a comb, it looks less like a sink area and more like the local Walgreens exploded in there. Bottles lined up like soldiers, the little blue one for blood pressure from your heart doc down at the clinic, the yellow tabs for cholesterol that your GP swore by after that routine checkup last spring. And don't get me started on that sleep aid you got years ago when the grandkids' visits kept you up half the night. That's where mistake number 1 sneaks in like a fox in the henhouse, the medication multiplication trap. We're talking 5 or more pills a day, and for us seniors, that's as easy as pie at a county fair potluck. You start with one for this ache, another for that twinge, and before you know it, you're juggling a whole pharmacy's worth. Now, I ain't saying these meds ain't lifesavers. Lord knows they've kept folks like you and me going strong through harvests and holidays. But when they mix, oh boy, it's like a rowdy town hall meeting in your body, right there in your bloodstream. One pill's trying to holler over the other, canceling out its good work, or worse, cranking up the volume so high it amps those side effects into overdrive. Dizziness that hits like a summer squall, confusion that fogs your thinking worse than a Pittsburgh winter, and, yeah, even trips to the ER that could have been avoided. Studies from the English Longitudinal Study of Aging, that's a big old look at thousands of folks just like us, show that taking 10 or more meds can jack up your risk of falls by a whopping 50%, and that's before we even touch on hospital stays, or that bone-deep weariness that makes getting out of the recliner feel like climbing the Rockies. Harvard Medical School's been on this trail too, warning that polypharmacy, that's the fancy word for this pill pile-up, can double down on troubles like confusion and frailty, turning what should be a gentle glide into the golden years into a bumpy back road. It's not just numbers on a chart, it's real lives getting sidetracked. Take old Hank from Pittsburgh, a steelworker retired after 40 years at the mill, the kind of guy who'd fix your carburetor with one hand tied behind his back. Hank was popping 8 meds like they were M&Ms. Blood pressure, cholesterol, a couple for his ticker, something for the acid reflux from all those post-game beers, and a handful more for the aches from hauling ingots. He felt like a zombie shambling through the morning paper, dragging his feet like they were lead boots, and he just chalked it up to, just getting old, what can you do? But one foggy evening, heading down to the basement for that holiday lights box, a dizzy spell hit him like a freight train. Down he went, cracking his hip on the concrete steps. Nearly cost him that hip replacement, 6 weeks in rehab, and missing his grandson's first Steelers game. Hank's story ain't rare. It's echoing in doctor offices from Boston to Boise. That multiplication trap? It doesn't just add up, it multiplies the misery if we let it. Why it hits seniors hard. Now, why does this hit us seniors harder than a winter wind off Lake Erie? Well, as we age, our bodies change in ways that sneak up on us. Steady as the Mississippi. Our livers and kidneys, those faithful engines that filter out the junk, they slow down like that old pickup truck in the garage, the one that used to roar but now coughs and sputters on cold starts. We're processing meds half as fast by our 70s, meaning what was a perfect dose at 50 turns into a tidal wave crashing through your system at 70. Add in the specialists we collect like baseball cards, the heart guy in his white coat focusing on your ticker, the bone doc worrying over your joints, maybe a gut specialist for that indigestion after Thanksgiving turkey. And boom, they're prescribing away without a group huddle. No one's calling to say, hey, that new pill might tango funny with the one from last month. Next thing you know, you're treating the side effects of one med with another pill, and it's a cascade like dominoes at the VFW hall. Dizziness that makes the room spin like after too much hooch at the reunion. Brain fog thicker than chowder, leaving you wondering if you locked the door or fed the cat. Those unexplained bruises popping up on your shins like purple badges from a scrap you don't remember. Too often, it's not Father Time wagging his finger. It's a silent pill party gone wrong inside you, meds clashing like fenders in a demolition derby. And for Eleanor, our sharp-as-a-tack retired principal from Savannah, with her sweet tea and front porch stories, it was 12 bottles strong. Blood thinners doubling up from 2 docs who never compared notes. Painkillers for her arthritis, thinning her blood even further, like adding gas to a grease fire. Her pharmacist, that eagle-eyed gal at the corner Rite Aid, pulled her aside one day and said flat out, "Eleanor, honey, you are one stubbed toe from bleeding out inside. This stack's a house of cards waiting to tumble." Eleanor's wake-up and science backing. Eleanor's light bulb moment came creeping in slow, like dawn over the Georgia pines. It started with that bone-tired fatigue she couldn't shake, the kind that made folding laundry feel like running a marathon, and those purple spots blooming on her arms like unwanted ink from a bad tattoo. She stared at him in the mirror one evening, thinking, "Lord, what fresh hell is this?" That's when she marched those bottles into the pharmacist, who spotted the overlaps faster than a hawk on a field mouse. Turns out, 2 blood thinners were teaming up against her, and that OTC painkiller was the sneaky third wheel. Harvard research echoes this wake-up call loud and clear. Simple med reviews can slash complications by 30% in US older adults, cutting down on those ER jaunts and fogged-up days. It's like decluttering the attic. You find treasures you forgot and toss the junk weighing you down. But let's flip the script to a win, because that's where the hope lives. Then there's Martha from Denver, a spry widow in her 70s, with a laugh like wind chimes and stories from her days ranching out in the high plains. Martha was buried under a mountain too, 9 daily doses for everything from her hips to her heart. She felt like she was hauling an anchor through her days, snapping at the bridge club gals over nothing. But after her doc suggested a full audit, that's docs speak for a deep dive review, she rolled up her sleeves, bagged every bottle supplement, even that fish oil from the health food store, and sat down with her primary care fella for a heart-to-heart. They ditched 4 unnecessary ones, tweaked a couple of doses, and within months, her energy rivaled the youngest whippersnapper in her bridge club, the one half her age who still needed 2 coffees to wake up. Now Martha's out hiking those Rocky Mountain trails every weekend, breathing that crisp pine air, picking wildflowers for her kitchen table, and telling anyone who'll listen, "I got my spark back, y'all." Turns out less was more. Martha's proof. You don't have to white-knuckle through the fog. A little audit can light the way. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Simple fix and call to action. So, what's Eleanor's fix that turned her ship around? She dubbed it the medication audit. Simple as Sunday supper, profound as a preacher's sermon. Grab a tote bag, the one from last year's family reunion works fine, and toss in every single bottle. Prescriptions, vitamins, those herbal teas you swear by for joints, even the OTC antacids for heartburn after pot roast. Haul it all to your primary doc, or that trusty pharmacist at the drive-thru window for a once-over, like showing your hand at poker. Lay it out, ask the big questions. Which ones are team players, and which are stirring the pot? And from here on out, whenever a new pill's suggested, maybe for that twinge in your knee before the grandkids' ball game, hit 'em with this powerhouse line. "Doc, is this replacing something on my list, or just piling on like extra gravy?" Eleanor dropped from 12 dailies to just 5 essentials, the bare-bones crew keeping her ship afloat. And poof! The fog lifted like mist burning off the bayou at sunrise. Aches that nagged like old debts faded. Her step got that old zip. And she swears she felt like her old self again, dancing a jig at the county fair with her neighbors under the string lights, laughing till her sides hurt. Here's your challenge this week, friend. And I mean it like a neighbor leaning over the fence. Schedule that review. Call the office Monday morning, or swing by the pharmacy on your way home from the diner. It's your ticket to feeling spry again, to chasing fireflies with the little ones without a second thought. You deserve that freedom, that clear-headed joy of waking up ready for whatever the day brings. A walk in the park, a call to your sister in Florida, or just sitting on the porch with the paper and no pill rattle in your pocket. Trust me, once you spring this trap, you'll wonder why you waited. Transition. Ooh, that's one trap sprung clean as a whistle. But hold your horses. The next one's hiding right in your pantry, that heart of the American home where the magic happens over biscuits and gravy. Let's head to the kitchen. Mistake number 2, the invisible poison in your pantry, 3 to 4 minutes. Problem setup. Your kitchen's supposed to be the haven of the home, ain't it? That cozy nook where you whip up mac and cheese on a rainy Tuesday, or fire up the grill for burgers and brats on the 4th of July. Fireworks popping in the backyard while the kids chase sparklers. Laughter echoing off the fridge magnets from Disney World trips. But oh, mistake number 2? It's the invisible poison in your pantry, lurking behind those cheerful labels like a skunk at a garden party. Those boxes of whole grain cereal you pour for breakfast, swearing it's keeping the doc away? The low-fat cookies you sneak for that afternoon pick-me-up with your herbal tea? Or those diet sodas you sip, thinking you are dodging the sugar bullet at the family picnic? They're Trojan horses, folks. loaded to the gills with hidden sugars, fake sweeteners slick as a used car salesman, and salt that could season a whole Thanksgiving turkey. All cranking up chronic inflammation in your body, that sneaky low-simmer villain behind achy joints that creak like barn doors, heart trouble brewing quiet as a storm cloud, and fuzzy thinking that leaves you misplacing your specs for the umpteenth time. A big Harvard study splashed across the New England Journal of Medicine ties these age accelerators straight to faster artery clogging in seniors, showing how that pro-inflammatory grub can hike your odds of cardiovascular woes by 38% if you're loading up on the sugary drinks, processed reds, and refined carbs. It's like pouring molasses in your engine. Slows you down, gums up the works, and before long, you're sputtering instead of purring. Remember Uncle Ray from down in Texas? That jolly old soul with the Stetson and stories taller than a longhorn? Ray loved his healthy canned chili, the kind with the cowboy on the label, promising hearty fixins without the fuss. But can that one? Packed more sodium than a ballpark hot dog drowned in relish, spiking his blood pressure like a June bug on a hot griddle. One backyard cookout too many, and bam, chest tight as a drum. Lights out, straight to the ER under the Lone Star sky. Ray spent a week hooked to monitors, sweating bullets, wondering how his quick lunch turned into a wake-up call. Uncle Ray's mishap? It's playing out in pantries from sea to shining sea, where convenient turns treacherous if we ain't peeking behind the curtain. Why it hits seniors hard. Inflammation's like a low-grade fever that never quits, fueling everything from stiff knees that holler coming down the stairs to memory slips that make you double-check if you turned off the stove. Again. And here's the real kicker for us over 55. Our built-in thirst whistle starts fading like an old radio signal, so we're nursing that morning joe or sweet tea on the veranda, but skimping on plain water like it's yesterday's news, leads to dehydration that zaps your energy quicker than a flat tire on the interstate, and ups those fall risks when your head swims and your step wobbles. Eleanor's pantry? It screamed healthy living from the rooftops. Labels boasting low-fat this, sugar-free that, just like the TV ads with the smiling families tossing salads. But peel back the foil on that granola bar she adored for her book club afternoons. More sugar than a dozen Krispy Kremes glazed to glory. And her sugar-free drinks? Aspartame Central, per the American Heart Association's warning lights, linking them to strokes and heart hiccups in older gals like clockwork. Even that wheat bread for her turkey sandwiches, laced with high-fructose corn syrup, stir in the inflammation pot like a witch's brew. It's the everyday innocence biting back hardest, turning your fuel into fire. Eleanor's wake-up and science backing. Eleanor's wake-up came courtesy of her daughter, that whip-smart nutrition whiz fresh from college extension courses, who raided the shelves one sticky Savannah summer weekend like a detective on a case. They sat at the oak table reading labels line by line under the hum of the ceiling fan, shocked plumb to their toes at the high fructose sneaking into the bread, the sodium avalanche in the canned soups, the artificial sweeteners hiding in the fizz. Eleanor felt a spark of anger, like she'd been hoodwinked by the grocery aisle fairy tales for years. Harvard nutritionists back this pantry purge. Processed junk doubles diabetes odds in older women, turning convenient into a countdown clock on your health. But anger fueled action, and that's where the turnaround bloomed. Flip it to Sarah from Seattle, that feisty retiree with the rain boots and a garden that could win blue ribbons at the state fair. Sarah was all in on the healthy hustle. Low-fat yogurts, packaged salads, swearing off the calories. But her joints screamed like rusty hinges, and pre-diabetes loomed like storm clouds over Puget Sound. Her doc nudged her toward real food, so she swapped the processed snacks for the honest deals. Fresh berries from the market, nuts roasted in her own oven, cheeses from the local dairy. No fancy diets, just ditching the chemical soup for what grows in the good earth. Shed 10 pounds without even trying. They melted off like fog off the bay. And her doc waved goodbye to pre-diabetes at the next checkup, grinning ear to ear. Now Sarah's dancing at weddings like it's 1965 again, twirling her partner under the string lights, feeling lighter than a seagull on the breeze. Sarah's swap? It's the kind of quiet victory that adds years to your story. One real bite at a time. Simple fix and call to action. Eleanor's game changer? She cooked up the 5-5 rule, as simple as a farmhand's chore list, but it stuck like glue. First off, only buy packaged stuff with 5 ingredients or fewer. That's your litmus test. Auto-ditching the lab-made junk full of tongue-twister chemicals. No more scrolling past xanthan gum and tertiary butyl hydroquinone, like they're old pals. Second, chug 5 full 8-ounce glasses of water by 5 p.m. each day. Set a timer on your phone like it's Calvin season, sipping steady to keep that dehydration demon at bay. And third, plate up 5 different colors of fruits and veggies daily. Red apples crisp from the orchard, green kale sautéed with garlic, orange carrots crunching fresh, purple beets roasted sweet, yellow peppers bright as sunshine. It's your rainbow ticket to anti-inflammatory gold. Pack in antioxidants that fight the fire from the inside out. In just 4 months, Eleanor's doc beamed at her labs. No more pre-diabetes knocking at the door, skin glowing brighter than a polished peach, chronic joint pain easing up looser than a summer hammock swaying in the breeze. She moved through her days with a lightness she hadn't felt since her principal's heyday, hosting book club with homemade peach cobbler instead of store-bought bars. Your turn this week, and I want you smiling when you do it. Grab your go-to healthy snack, that granola or soup can from the top shelf. Don't trust the front with its sunny promises. Flip to the back, squint at the tiny print under the kitchen light. What you find might surprise you. More like a science experiment than supper. But here's the beauty. One peek leads to one swap, and that snowballs into feeling like $1 million. Imagine trading that mid-afternoon slump for energy to walk the dog at dusk or chat with the neighbor over the fence. Your pantry ain't just storage. It's your first line of defense, your daily dose of armor. Clean it out, fill it right, and watch how the good life unfolds, one colorful plate at a time. You've earned this, partner. Hearty meals, clear days, and a body that thanks you with every step. Transition. Kitchen cleaned and humming? Good on ya. Now, mistake number 3. A ain't hiding in the fridge or the cabinets. It's planted firm in your head, and brother, it's a doozy that can steal your stride if you let it. Mistake number 3. The mobility mindset death spiral. Problem setup. Ever since that one wobbly step on the ice patch by the driveway, or the uneven lawn at the church picnic after a potluck plate too heavy? You dust yourself off, mutter, "Gotta be more careful," and vow to watch your footing next time. Makes sense, right? Play it safe. Live to fight another day. But that's the gateway to mistake number 3, the mobility mindset death spiral. That little scare whispers, stick to the straight and narrow. So you start skipping the stairs, in your split level taking the long way round on flat sidewalks, only bowing out of that family hike up the holler 'cause too risky. Sounds like plain old common sense, protecting what you've got. Wrong as a $3 bill. It weakens your muscles sneaky-like, tanks your balance till you're swaying like a pine in a gale. and brittles your bones faster than a dry autumn leaf crumbling underfoot. Harvard's longevity experts lay it out stark. Fear-driven inactivity doesn't just speed sarcopenia. That age-related muscle loss creeping in at 1% a year after 50, it can double the damage, turning a slow fade into a free fall. You're not saving yourself, you're handing the reins to decline on a silver platter. Poor Bill from Chicago, that windy city vet with the bear's cap and a garage full of tools, knows this trap all too well. Bill slipped on his garage steps one drizzly morning. Nothing broken, just a scraped knee and a bruised ego. "No more chances," he grumbled, parking his behind on the couch with the remote like it was a lifeboat. Skipped the walks with his border collie around the block, waved off the neighborhood softball game, and stuck to the elevator at the senior center. 6 months later, couldn't chase that pup around the yard without wheezing like a busted accordion. Arms shaking, just lifting the remote. Bill's loop closed tight. Less move meant more weakness meant more fear. And poof, independence slipping away like sand through fingers at the lakeshore. Why it hits seniors hard. It's a vicious loop, relentless as Lake Michigan waves. The less you move, the more your muscles wither. The more they wither, the poorer your balance gets, leading to more stumbles and sprains. Eleanor's tumble in her Savannah kitchen, that fateful afternoon reaching for the biscuit tin, bruised her elbow something fierce, but it cracked her spirit wider. "Be careful, girl," she told herself, dodging grass patches on her evening strolls, turning down park walks with the ladies' group, taking the elevator at church instead of the stairs. Soon, lifting her grandbaby for a hug felt like hoisting a 50-pound sack of potatoes from the market. Arms quivering, back protesting. That joyful ritual turned to heartbreak, watching from the sidelines as the little one toddled off. Sarcopenia doesn't discriminate. It nibbles steadily after 50, but layer on fear-fueled sitting, and it gorges, stealing your get-up-and-go one idle day at a time. Eleanor's wake-up and science backing. Her physical therapist, that no-nonsense gal with the clipboard and a heart of gold, laid it bare over iced tea in the exam room. "Eleanor, your strength scores. They're matching an 85-year-old's, darling, and you're a vibrant 72. That protective instinct? It's quietly stealing your tomorrows." Harvard studies hammer it home. Consistent moves, even gentle ones, rebuild bone density in months, reversing the spiral before it spins out of control. No magic potions, just motion as medicine. Enter Tom from Arizona, that sun-baked retiree with the golf swing smoother than agave tequila. Desert heat kept him cooped up after a nasty fall off a ladder fixing the porch light. Ankles twisted, confidence cracked. Stay put, he figured, binge-watching westerns in his lazy boy. But his doc prescribed movement over meds, so Tom started small. Arm circles while the coffee brewed, leg lifts during commercials. Joined a seniors stretch class at the community center, where the AC hummed and the chatter flowed like the Salt River. Now at 78, he's golfing 18 holes under that endless blue sky, swinging clubs like Jack Nicklaus in his prime, trash-talking his buddies over post-round brews. Tom's comeback? From couch potato to fairway king, proving the spiral ain't fate. It's a choice you can unwind, one step at a time. Simple, fix and call to action. Eleanor's escape hatch? She branded it the power of 3. So straightforward even a mule couldn't kick at it. No gym memberships or fancy gear, just daily doses of doing. First, 3 simple balance tricks while brushing your teeth in the morning mirror. Stand on one leg like a flamingo in the Everglades, hold for 10 counts. Switch, add a wall tap for challenge. builds that steadiness without breaking a sweat. Second, 3 strength bursts during jeopardy. Commercials, 10 chair squats, no hands on the arms, rising like you're greeting the dawn, sitting soft as a feather. Targets those legs and core, the unsung heroes of your stride. And third, 3 gentle stretches before bed. Reach for the stars overhead. Twist side to side like wringing out a dish rag. Bend forward, touching toes or shins, no judging. Keeps flexibility flowing like creek water after rain. She joined a Tai Chi group at the rec center. Slow waves and deep breaths amid the laughter of gray-haired gals swapping recipes, turning chore into chatter. At first, barely 5 seconds on one leg without wobbling like a top. But consistency's the secret sauce. 6 months in, she held 30 seconds easy as pie, hiking trails with the grandkids, boots crunching leaves, fearless under the oaks, bones denser and stronger per the scans. Your challenge today, right now, if you're feeling bold, try 1 squat set, 10 ups and downs from your chair, hands at your sides. Feel that power surge? That's your body hollering, yes! It's never too late to claim your strength. The question ain't, can I? But, will I start? Picture tossing a ball with the little ones at the park. No hesitation, pure joy. Or dancing at the wedding, twirling your spouse like in the old photos. That's the freedom waiting. Choose use over disuse, motion over motionless, and watch the spiral shatter. Transition. Legs stronger, spirit lifting? You bet your boots. But, mistake number 4, it drains something deeper than muscles. Your very soul, ticking like a time bomb in the quiet hours. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Mistake number 4, the social isolation time bomb. 3 to 4 minutes, problem setup. Retirement hits like the dream we chased our whole working lives. No more 9 to 5 grind punching the clock at the plant or the office, just fishing lazy lines off the dock at dawn or tinkering in the garage with the radio crooning country classics. Mornings yours, evenings endless. But mistake number 4, it's the social isolation time bomb, ticking away in the silence. Days start blurring into one another, chit-chat limited to paper or plastic. At the Piggly Wiggly checkout, your bridge club fizzling as pals scatter to assisted living, or the great beyond. It's lethal as a hidden riptide, folks. Harvard's got the data etched in stone. Loneliness hikes your early death risk by 29%. Worse than puffing a pack of smokes a day, striking heart, brain, and spirit alike. Worse for us seniors, where the stats climb like ivy on a brick wall. Like widowed Edna from Maine, that salt-of-the-earth lobster man's wife with the yarn basket and stories of tidal pools. Post-retirement, and losing her Tom to the sea's call. Her phone went quieter than a snow-blanketed cove. No more VFW dances, no laughter over chowder with the quilting circle. Forgot her meds in the fog, blood pressure climbing stealthy as the tide. Edna felt like a ghost in her own lighthouse, wandering rooms echoing with memories, whispering to the gulls. Where'd everybody go? Edna's fade? It's the silent epidemic swallowing too many, turning vibrant lives to vapors. Why it hits seniors hard. Workplace buzz fades like summer fireflies. Kids nest away building their own broods. Mobility dips making the drive to town a chore. Isolation creeps in like fog off the Atlantic, thick and unyielding. It tanks your immunity, lets bugs slip past defenses like screen door holes. spikes inflammation fiercer than a nor'easter. Doubles dementia odds, stealing names and moments like thieves in the night. Eleanor, after hanging up her principal's whistle, the piece turned heavy as an anchor. Talked more to her terrier, old Buster, than to folks, fetchin' balls in the yard her only dialogue. Forgettin' grandkid names mid-hug, blood pressure creepin' up like uninvited guests. One phone call to her daughter, voice crackin' over the line. "Honey, I feel like I'm fadin' away, like smoke up the chimney." That ache? It's the soul's quiet cry, brain starved of connection, shutting down slow. Eleanor's wake-up and science backing. That confession? It broke the ice like a crack in pond skim, sparking Eleanor's thaw. Harvard psych studies shine the light. Real talks flood you with feel-good chemicals, oxytocin, that hug hormone, shielding the brain from decline's grip. Connection ain't fluff. It's your firewall against the fade. Ron's crew from Nashville tells the tale. Sweet. Lost his bride after 50 years. Skipped VFW meetings where the jukebox spun their song. Hollow as a gutted guitar. But one evening, dialing an old army buddy from Nam days. "Hey, Sarge, it's me." Sparked a flame. Weekly poker nights bloomed in his den, cigars puffin', tall tales flying like minnows. At 76, his doc clapped him on the back. "Ron, your heart's beatin' younger than a colt's. That laughter's the best tonic." Ron's revival? From echo chamber to full house, proven one call can chorus your world anew. Simple fix and call to action. Start tiny as a seed pearl, that neighbor wave. Turn it to, how's the garden comin' along? Porch yarns spin from there, stories flowin' like sweet tea. Eleanor volunteered 2 hours a week at the hospital gift shop, not for the knickknacks, but the casual chatter over ribbon spools. Then she launched the Tuesday Club, inviting 2 widow pals from her building for cards and cobbler. Word hopped fences. Soon 20 neighbors crammed her sunroom weekly for potlucks, games, and gut-bustin' support. Laughter bouncing off the walls like fireflies in jars. Her calendar brimmed healthy, sparkling rainin' like stars over the marsh. Your action step this week: dial one buddy you ain't jawed with in a spell. Voice, not text. Let that warmth wrap like a quilt. Hear the chuckle, the missed ya, pal. That's the spark. If connection's your jam, type 4 in the comments below. Let's build this choir together. Eleanor's lesson? Cure for loneliness ain't a Rolodex full. It's a few quality yarns, regular as sunrise. Imagine your days ringing with voices. Potlucks steamin', stories swappin', that fadin' feel banished to the bayou. You've got the power. Reach out, pull in, and watch your world warm. Mistake number 5. The memory myth massacre. Problem setup. We've all chuckled over losing the car keys in plain sight or blanking on the neighbor's name at the mailbox. Senior moment, we quip, slapping knees like it's all in good fun. But mistake number 5? It's the memory myth massacre. That old wives' tale whisperin' declines your destiny, inevitable as taxes. Believin' it's just gettin' old? That acceptance speeds the slide faster than a sled on fresh snow. Harvard neuroscientists cut through the fog. Negative views on aging double your cognitive drop-off, shrinking the hippocampus, your brain's memory hub, and paving the road to Alzheimer's plaques. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy, folks. Buy the myth, and your mind buys the ticket out. Grumpy Gus from Oregon, that curmudgeonly logger with the flannel shirts and coffee black as midnight, brushed off, forgetting his doc appointment as old age blues. Quit the daily paper crossword. What's the point? letting his brain atrophy like an unused axe rustin' in the shed. Slips snowballed. Names fled, routes blurred, leaving him snarling at shadows. Gus's shrug turned a nudge into a nosedive. Why it hits seniors hard. You quit challenging it. No new puzzles to wrestle. No lines for the community theater's Oklahoma revival. Excuses pile in like cordwood. Eleanor's terror gripped tight, blanking on her grandbaby's name mid-cuddle, that sweet face crumpling her heart. Worse, getting lost on the 5-minute drive to her daughter's, a route etched deeper than magnolia roots, pulling into the Walmart lot, tears streaming down her cheeks in the parking haze. This is it, she thought, the beginning of the end. Brain starved of stretch, wiring fraying from neglect. Not years. Eleanor's wake-up and science backing. Her neurologist, spectacles perched wise, declared, "Neglect, not age, Eleanor. Your gray matter's thirstin' for work." Enter neuroplasticity, that miracle where brains sprout new cells into the 90s, per Harvard Lab's glowing scans. Walk-in pumps, BDNF, brain fertilizer, nurturing growth like rain on azaleas. Lively Lila from California, that beachcomber grandma with the sun-bleached hair, thought piano was kid stuff. At 74, post-lessons, she tickled ivories like a pro. Fur Elise flowing from her sun porch. Scans? Memory center plump as a ripe peach, decline dodged. Lila's keys? Unlocked a lifetime of sharpness. Simple fix and call to action. Eleanor's rally? The brain renaissance, dawning gentle. Morning. 15 minutes on puzzles or apps, twisting words like pretzels. Afternoons, New Horizons, Duolingo Spanish for market banter, piano keys dreaming of Chopin. Daily walks fed BDNF, feet pounding paths like drum beats. By 73, ordering tacos and Espanol at the taqueria, playing Amazing Grace for church circle, mind crisp as fall air. Neurologist stunned. Your hippocampus? Grown 10 years younger. Challenge, pick one brain teaser today. Crossword over coffee, YouTube how-to for guitar chords. Reject the myth, challenge daily. Imagine recalling grandkids' tales sharp, debating politics at supper without stumbling. Your brain's best ain't past, it's waiting to bloom. Tie Eleanor's threads. From med maze to memory mastery, she reversed the tide. You can too. Wrapping up Eleanor's journey from med overload and isolation to vibrant 75, healthier than 70, proves these 5 silent habits can be reversed with easy tweaks. What clicked for you? Comment one lesson you'll apply. It sparks change. If you loved this, like, share, and subscribe for more Golden Year gems.